Welcome to the buymeacoffee.com/James Poartistry, the coffee tips page that supports my James Poartistry creative productions and work. See also jamespoartistry.online.
Hello, Perceptive Reader. This is James, and I hope you will appreciate this consultant moment. I want to talk about the word bureaucracy. When people use that expression, it's mostly always with a negative connotation. Haven't you noticed that every time that word used, the bureaucracy? And what they're meaning when they're stating that is that so much has been piled upon a process or way of doing things that it has slowed it up to such a point that it just barely allows for anything good to really get done, especially in a timely manner. Okay. It basically holds up or slows up enough through paperwork, through people, through too many chiefs, and that's another expression, too many chiefs and not enough Indians or what have you, that the process, even if it's something good, it's not done in a timely manner. And so that's why people would say, it's the bureaucracy. So let me share something with you along those lines. Sometimes people say, well, this is the way it's always been done. And that's what contributes to a bureaucracy. That's what I'm telling you from the standpoint of what I'm looking at. Okay. And some of you are really going to end up going to another level with this, because that's where I'm going to take it, because it's almost like, when you go through different degrees or certificate in school, your associates, bachelors, masters, a PhD, you see, you learn different things on other levels. And then they'll say that, the implementation of what you already been learning from the start, you basically have a accumulation of it all into like a paper, so to speak, especially when you go for your PhD. All right. So what am I talking about? Well, another aspect of what happens in the bureaucracy is it often does get lost, even how to resolve a matter in a simple way. I mean, it's just like, as I mentioned to you before, somebody could be asking for some oranges, okay? You want somebody to go to the store and buy some oranges for you. In a bureaucracy, in order to just do that, you will have, oh my goodness, to ask or call one person to purchase oranges for you. Then that person, I have to go and get permission from somebody else just to buy oranges. But then when they go to that person who they want to get their permission from, that person may look at this like, oh, and then they got to go ask somebody else to do it. And then sometimes when they get to the so-called final decision maker, that final decision maker may still start asking questions, and then they keep going right back down the line, back and forth, up and down, back and forth. Okay. And the next thing you know, it turns into a bureaucracy for something that should have really been very simple to resolve, something even good to just do. But it's now all tied up in the bureaucracy. Now, this is what I want to mention to you further. You see, sometimes even in creative businesses and entertainment, you see a lot of great work that is done and produced. Some shows, They have a 3-year arc. Some shows have a 5-year arc, you see, and some just go on. And once they complete whatever that assignment is, you see, the actors or actresses or what have you, some of them will celebrate, the producers, the writers, some of them celebrate, and then they may move on to other projects. And that's if they don't decide to create another spin-off series or what have you. Uh, but all the same, now pay attention to this. This is what I mean about going to another level. It would really be a shame, though, that somewhere in the bureaucracy itself, pigeonhole, you know what I mean by the expression, just the bird can't fly away. You see what I'm saying? You're just stuck in one spot, and pigeons can fly, but now if you got them in a pigeonhole hole or what have you, just that little foot that they have, that you can hold on to them in that same position, no matter how they flap their wings and things of that nature. But all the same, with people, it would be a shame for them to get pigeonholed just for that one job, just for that one assignment that they had, so that then when that one job or assignment ended, they can never function in that type of creative aspect again, unless still they deal with the same bureaucracy solely that only pigeonholed them in the first place. So it's almost like this: giving you a good reputation in one area, a good name in one place, but it's almost like even when you no longer have the job, the payment, the assignment, or what have you, then all of a sudden they still make it so, in a sense, that you can't move on to another job or assignment, the type of one that you want, even the type of one that you deserve, even the type of one you earned, you see? And so a bureaucracy, somebody can have a complaint about this or that, and yet it'll keep going back and forth, or what have you. And sometimes, as people would say, persons lose their dreams. And I want to mention this. See, losing your dream doesn't mean you ever gave up on it. But I'm here to tell you today, there are situations, no matter who you are or happen to be, that the way that this system works, you can have all the faith and the confidence in the world all you want. But that doesn't mean you always get what you want. Yeah, you may get what you need, but it's not always the same of getting what you want. And one thing about goodness and being proactive in goodness, part of being good and being proactive is you don't just give people what they need. You give people their desires and their wants at times as well. Even the God in heaven does that. But see, again, if persons are tied up in the bureaucracy in this type of way or that type of way, it can actually slow. It can strangle, if you will, restrain even people's goodness. It certainly affects their money. It certainly affects monetizing. I told you still got some people who have been trying to monetize their stuff for years, going through this process and that process. And even still, when they look at the different places that they have monetized or what have you, it just doesn't seem to work or flow the way that it should work and flow like it does for everybody else. But all the same, bureaucracy. So how would I solve the bureaucracy? Well, dear perceptive reader, I gave you enough to meditate on that end. And, in the future, I'll come back to this for you. Okay. Bureaucracy. Have a very wonderful day. Take care.